a 162-game grind. But if you always try to make the perfect pitch, chase down every fly ball, dive for the hot shot of the hole, and come up clutch with the game on the line, you might have a chance at glory, an opportunity to play in the postseason. Tonight, Tampa Bay needs one win to again get that chance. One win to celebrate a playoff berth. And so the Rays began the final series of the regular season at home with a chance to move into the postseason. They'll try to secure that tonight as the Tampa Bay Rays play host to the Baltimore Orioles. The Rays' magic number is 1. Not always the loneliest number, as it turns out. And they'll try to take care of that here tonight on their home field. They're in first place in the American League East by a half game over the New York Yankees as the Rays continue to hold the best record in Major League Baseball. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy. I'm Dwayne Statz. It's great to have you looking in again tonight. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis. Well, the Rays have a lot to take care of before they're finished with their overall business, but one step at a time.
Yeah, one is only lonely if you stay there too long, so let's get it done tonight as far as the Rays are concerned. Therefore, any combination either of a Rays win or a Red Sox loss, and they clinch a playoff berth for the second time in 3 years. The magic number for the AL East Championship is 6. That is also a necessity for the reasons we just talked about. Home field advantage, I think, is huge, and as we speak, they have a half a game lead for home field advantage over the Yankees, and Minnesota a 1-game lead over them.
And as we get this series underway, if you like good young pitchers, well, we have 2 of them for you tonight. Wade Davis has been outstanding since coming off the disabled list, and the Rays will face a lefty in Brian Mattis.
You know, a lot of analysts thought that Brian Mattis and Wade Davis were 2 of the leading candidates for Rookie of the Year. Well, Wade Davis, I think you could make an argument for his last 11 starts, 7-0 with a 3.19 earned run average, a 2.45 batting average against. This goes way back to July. He's been outstanding. He's been pitching with much more confidence, much more fluidity with his delivery, pounding the strike zone, good breaking balls, including the slider and the curveball. Expect much the same tonight. Brian Mattis, in his last 6 decisions, he is 5-1 with a 2.57 ERA, 2.36 opponent's batting average against, and he is pitching with confidence as well. Pounding the strike zone, he's got a good curve. He throw the whole arsenal of a slider as well, and he also has an outstanding changeup, like one right there that he throws against right-handed hitters.
So Mattis comes in with a mark of 8-12. He has been pitching very well lately, particularly during the Buck Showalter era here with the Baltimore Orioles. And Wade Davis, as we mentioned, outstanding since his return from the DL, looking for his 13th victory of the year. He is 12-9. The Rays are just 1 win away from partying like it's 2008. Todd Callis will have more on that in just a moment.
And the Rays have a chance to wrap things up in terms of a postseason berth. After going 10 years without winning more than 70 games, the Rays now have a chance to get to the postseason 2 of the last 3 years. What kind of celebration might you expect from this young group? Well, let's flash back to 2008, September 20th, right here at Tropicana Field. Evan Longoria makes a nice play on the pop-up by Joe Mauer, and they would swarm Trevor Miller on the mound, and the celebration was on. The Rays getting to the postseason with that victory against Minnesota. And then it was an AL East crowd when they were in Detroit later on that season. And watch the reaction here when the Red Sox were taken out by the Yankees and the Rays knew they won the AL East. That's not quite what it may look like tonight, but it's certainly going to be a celebration, and Matt Garza and Joe Madden are looking forward to it.
Better to do it when you're here, not have to come back and set aside, But, his time is ending tonight, with the win, let us do it ourselves and have a huge celebration on the field.
That'd be kind of nice to do it today in front of the group. I mean, last night would have been difficult. That game did not get over till post-midnight, I don't think, and I was barely hanging on at that point. And I was good by just a pizza and maybe a beer or two. There was nothing really extravagant. So, it'd be great to do it today and see that we can get it accomplished. Do it on our own like you're talking about, and then move it forward from there.
The clincher could be tonight. We're just minutes away. Less than 3 minutes till the first pitch. Wade Davis and Brian Mattis. Couple of pitchers on a roll. Dwayne and Kevin will have all the action and the starting lineups next right here on Sunsport.
Welcome to Tropicana Field. Tonight the Rays and the Orioles square off. First game of their 3-game series. The Rays looking to move into the postseason, clinch a spot. They could do it with a win tonight. They'll face this Baltimore Orioles starting lineup. Brian Roberts leads off, followed by Nick Markakis, and Ty Wigginton hits third and plays third. Luke Scott, he has been dangerous against the Rays all year. Corey Patterson, the DH, and then Adam Jones. Matt Wieters, the catcher. Felix Piet in left, and Cesar Sturris, the shortstop, will bat ninth.
Wade Davis on the mound, comes in at 12-9 overall. He's got a 4.13, very respectable earned run average, especially pitching in the American League East.
Wade all set to go to work. Brian Roberts steps in there, switch hitting second baseman. And he goes after the first pitch, lines it into center, and that's going to drop for a base hit. First pitch fastball, and he short hops it right in front of B.J. Upton.
Nothing new really with Brian Roberts. He's a very aggressive as a leadoff hitter. Doesn't take a lot of pitches. B.J. got a pretty good jump on it, but just dropped right in front of him. One more stride, he would have had that one.
Well, the Orioles come in having dropped 4 in a row. First time they've lost 4 straight since Buck Showalter took over as their manager on the 3rd of August. And Jeff Dance is the acting manager tonight for Baltimore. Showalter suspended because of a little fracas in Toronto between the Blue Jays and the Orioles. And a couple of hit batters here and there.
Yeah, the Orioles, he got warned, that's why. And then when Bautista got hit,
Markakis takes the pitch low.
It became an automatic ejection.
And that was whether it was on purpose or not.
Game. Right. And we were told that it really wasn't on purpose. So Bautista's a guy that, it's funny because I haven't seen anybody hit him all year. In fact, I don't see many guys really go inside.
Over to first, Roberts is back in.
And I mean inside effectively and up and in, knocking guys down like I used to maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Markakis hitting .291 for the year. He's actually hit better against lefties than right-handers. Davis misses down with a fastball there. It's 2-0.
Yeah, and when I'm talking about pitching inside, I don't mean inside for a strike where there's no margin for error or it becomes a home run pitch. I mean inside, up and in, where you move a guy's feet, stand him up so you can go back out and get the outside corner. Big time number, 346 versus lefties.
2-0. And Wade misses a little bit wide right there.
Wow, I think Wade thought he had it. And that camera shot looked pretty good. Let's see what Fox Tracks has to say. Got it right. It's outside. Pretty close from that center field camera shot, though.
3-0 the count. That's a strike. Mike Everett's calling the balls and strikes tonight. He's a 12-year Major League veteran.
Well, this puts also Brian Roberts in a good running situation here. Pretty good handler of the bat, Nick Markakis.
(3-1) and a chopper to second. Rodriguez Bartlett won first base. Not in time over there. So Markakis beats the throw on the attempted backside of the double play. They get Roberts on the front end.
Yeah, a little surprised Roberts wasn't in motion just to eliminate that right there. At least get in a scoring position. The Rays will take it. A little bit too big of a hop to make the turn right there. Bartlett had to avoid Brian Roberts, and I think that cost him. Went in there hard.
Well, here's Ty Wigginton with Markakis at first. Ty missed a mid-90s fastball. Strike one.
Ty's continued to have a pretty good year here all the way around the second half, so much so Buck Showalter's got him hitting third. Good fastball, 95 up.
He's on the All-Star team representing Baltimore this year.
Played in 148 games, 22 home runs.
And that's a nice pitch. Breaking ball, it caught the edge, 0-2.
Well, that's why Wade's had success here the last couple of months. He's been able to throw his curveball and his slider for strikes. Makes his fastball that much better.
And a swing and a miss. A fastball. Boy, and 2 pretty good fastballs out of those 3 pitches in that sequence to Wigginton.
And that's exactly what was called right there by Shoppett. He wanted the ball up, and that's exactly where Wade Davis put it, with a little bit more on it. 96-mile-an-hour fastball and Foxmo right here. And you see Wigginton swings right underneath it.
Now here's the guy, Luke Scott, who has just been dynamite against the Rays this year. He's hitting .286 overall with 27 home runs. But he's been tough on Rays pitching. 5 home runs against the Rays and an average of .383.
Yeah, he has crushed every mistake fastball the Rays have thrown up there this year for that .383 with 5 home runs. Most impressive sequence we've seen all season with Jeremy Hellickson against Luke Scott.
And the pitch is missed.
And that sequence was 5 changeups for a strikeout. 5 straight changeups, 5 in a row. Which I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Young pitcher, though, a lot of confidence.
Two outs with a runner aboard. Scott fouls the fastball. 1-1.
For the Rays tonight defensively, Carl Crawford in left, BJ up in the center, and Ben Zoberson right. Around the infield, it's Dan Johnson at third. Jason Bartlett, Sean Rodriguez, and Carlos Pena make up the rest of the infield, and Kelly Shoppett is behind the plate. There's actually nobody playing third.
Yeah, that's right, with the shift on.
Evans not in there, so they said we don't need a third baseman then.
Got it.
There's Dan Johnson.
Yeah, he's over there
in the shift
at the second base spot right now.
Yeah, and Bartlett stays at his shortstop spot. That's right.
Upstairs, 2-1.
I've seen a couple clubs do that.
Yeah,
with their third baseman.
You know, that makes sense, but depending on who the third baseman is, the Rays a lot of times with Longoria there, we'll just let him play shortstop. He's capable of doing that.
That's right. Yep.
You know, Dan's played third base in the minor leagues and made his first start here the other day, but he's probably better suited to be where he is now and just let Bartlett play the left side.
Exactly. A little bit more range up the middle, and of course the throw across the infield toward Pena.
3-1.
And with Dan Johnson, it's an easier throw from where he's at. And of course, he's more used to playing the right side of the infield.
No, that'll break him in, and he can play second base now as well.
Might as well. You know, we need another Ben Zobrist.
Yeah. So he'll have the corner outfields, first and third, second.
Already got Sean Rodriguez and Ben Zobrist. You know, Sean can play about 7 positions.
And into first. Markakis back. Roberts led off with a base hit. He was forced at second base by Markakis. Davis struck out Wigginton. Now he's behind Luke Scott.
You got to be careful. If you throw a fastball, you better make it be a good one.
And it's up a bit, so he walks Scott. That's going to push Markakis into scoring position for Corey Patterson.
Number 6, Corey Patterson.
And Johnson goes back to his spot at third. Now, Corey Patterson has hit 8 home runs this year, and one of them came against the Rays right-hander Wade Davis. It was in Baltimore when he made that start on the 5th of September against him. Swing and a miss. Fastball, he threw it by him.
Big swing right there. Looked like Corey was trying to hook this thing over the right field fence. Ball's away, big swing, pulled off it.
Patterson hit a first pitch fastball in that game earlier this month for a 2-run home run off Wade. That's away. 1-1. So a couple base runners in the first with 2 outs. Just underway. Fly ball back into left. Crawford will back up, reaching up as he hits the track to make the catch, and that retires the side. Baltimore leaving 2, no score. Rays coming in to hit. On Sun Sports is presented in beautiful HD by H.H. Gregg. Let's take a look at the Rays lineup tonight. Against the lefty, B.J. Upton in the leadoff spot, followed by Jason Bartlett and Carl Crawford. Willie Ibar hits cleanup in front of Ben Zobrist. Kelly Shoffick in the 6th spot. Carlos Pena, Sean Rodriguez, and Dan Johnson in the 7, 8, and 9 slot.
And the left-hander Brian Mattis on the mound for Baltimore. A growing year for him. He's been hot as of late, as we've talked about. Overall, he's 8-12 with a 4.59 earned run average.
Well, here's BJ. And the first pitch is a strike. Upton starts the night hitting .239. 18 home runs for Upton. Changeup had him out in front, 0-2. Blue Jays have taken a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first on the Yankees. Bautista driving in that run for the ground ball out.
Not supposed to do that, is he?
It might be the first time he's done that other than hit a home run this year. 1-2 the count to Upton. BJ is out on strikes.
BJ saying, a little bit extra on that one, 90 miles an hour. The defense for the Orioles, Felix Villet in left, Adam Jones in center, and Nick Markakis in right. Around the infield, Ty Wigginton and Cesar Esturras on the left side, Brian Roberts and Luke Scott there on the right side, and Matt Wieters is behind the plate for Baltimore.
Now Jason Bartlett. Jason up to 259. The first pitch he fouls away. He had 3 hits in the game yesterday against Seattle.
8-game hitting streak, 448 batting average with a couple of doubles. Much more compact and more line drives.
And that's good news headed into the postseason.
Yeah.
It's wide. Count is 1-1. going to fall for a base hit. Markakis bobbles it. It skips by him. And Bartlett will move into second base. And boy, you don't see that very often. That ball skipped by Markakis. He had to go back to retrieve it. That'll be a base hit and an error, the third error of the year on Markakis.
Yeah, Nick is outstanding in right field normally. This ball is a little bit in on Jason. He stays inside it and drops it in front of Nick. 2 hops, and he just was expecting a bigger hop. And Jason Bartlett can cruise into second base.
Now it's Carl Crawford. Crawford's never had a hit off Mattis. He's 0 for 7 against him. And a ground ball to first. Scott makes the pickup. Over to third goes Bartlett. He's there with 2 outs.
A curveball first pitch right there.
Number 16, Billy Eyeball.
I couldn't help but see Joe West umpiring at first, and George Hendrick striking up a conversation with him. No doubt George reminding him of the close call he had when he had to hit the deck in a hurry on that line drive.
Yep.
Down there at first.
In New York.
Here's Ibar and the pitch to him. So I guess George Hendrick just reminding Joe West that he should stay heads up down there.
I don't know if Joe can lay as flat and as quick as George got down. That was pretty quick.
No, there's going to have to be some digging going on. I mean, I'm telling you, there was great quickness shown by George Hendrick that night.
Might have to activate George.
Oh, that pitch coming in on Ibar, and it hits him.
Are we sure?
Well, you know, we're never quite sure anymore.
I think it did. It didn't sound like bat.
Number 18, Ben Zobrist.
No. Back elbow?
Yeah, in fact, it wasn't even close to the bat. So the Rays have a couple of men on, first and third with 2 outs.
Yeah, you could tell that night with Derek Jeter, it sounded like an aluminum bat when Jeter got hit. I mean, you could tell obviously it hit the bat, but just the sound alone. Willie Ibar, that was a different, dull, meaty sound.
Now it's Ben Zobrist. The pitch is a strike. A off-speed pitch to Ben to start him. Zobrist 3 out of 9 with a home run off Brian Mattis. Mattis, a fastball right there. He's thrown a couple pretty good fastballs, one to Upton to get him, and that's a pretty well located fastball there by Mattis.
Yeah, he's got a nice differential too, about 8, 9, 10 miles an hour between the changeup and the fastball.
And took a shot at the corner, a little off the plate.
That's a good try though. That's a money pitch right there. That's a good 0-2 pitch right there, even though he missed.
And barely missed.
That's almost too close to take.
1-2. And Zobrist is out on strikes to retire the side. Rays leave a couple at the end of an inning. No score. No score as we go to the second inning. Be sure and go to RaysBaseball.com and register for the Rays postseason ticket opportunity, where selected winners have the chance to purchase postseason tickets. Joe Madden alongside Davey Martinez, his bench coach. Adam Jones steps in here in the second inning to start it. Wade Davis on the hill for the Rays. Big cut and a miss by Jones. Strike one. Jones had a little lift in that swing.
He's having a pretty solid year as it's turning out for him.
Yeah, 19 home runs. He's hitting .284, as you can see right there. Lines it up the left side. That's going to look foul, and one hop into the seats. Two strikes.
Time to bring out one of those breaking balls right here. Try to drop one in the dirt. Adam's an aggressive fastball hitter early in the count. They want to go up on him, fastball.
And he hits a high fly ball toward right center. And Upton is there to track it. That will be the first out here in the second inning, and we'll check in with Todd Callis.
Thank you, Dwayne. We're going to wrap up our series of Auto-Way text poll questions for the week leading into the new week, and we have started this back in New York, asking you to name your playoff rotation. Well, as you can see, the fans have voted for Price Game 1, Garza Game 2, Davis Game 3, and then Price again on 3 days rest Game 4. Tonight, we want to know, who do you think should start Game 5? James Shields, Matt Garza, Jeff Neiman, TV 1, 2, or 3. Text your vote to 789-789. And by the way, guys, Joe Madden today before the game did mention to the media he will have 4 guys in his rotation. He did not name names, but there's your choice for Game 5. Guys, back to you.
All right. There's a strike call to Wieters. The count is 1-1. So we'll see who the fourth starter. Well, he hasn't named any of them really, other than Price. You figure he's going to start it, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to check that out over the next few days. Shot back into right. That's going to be off the wall. Zobrist with a very good carom, and they'll hold Wieters to a long single. Nice job by Ben Zobrist out there in right field.
Well, that's the advantage of playing here. He knows the carom here. We were talking about that. That's why home field advantage can be important. You know your ballpark better than anybody else. Ben knew that was over his head, knew what the carom was going to be. And watch him. He gives himself some room, plays it perfectly. And there's a strike in there with that strong arm of his.
I'll tell you, that's one thing that I think it's easy to do, is overlook the job that Zobrist does in right field, because he plays everywhere. But I think right field might be his best position.
Yeah, I think sometimes, I don't know how he does it. One night he's at second, one night he's at first, center field, one game in New York, because you don't get the chance to work out there very much. Just during BP, that's it. Like
PA,
it's not like you're out there for 6 or 7 days in a row working, taking fly balls.
Yep.
You don't take infield anymore in baseball for the most part, so it's not easy. But he's always prepared.
That's not the first time he's played the ball well off the wall. He goes to the corner. He makes good throws back in. He does a nice job out there. 1 on, 1 out. Down and in, and ball stays within reach of Shopik.
Change up right there.
This is the 5th career start for Wade against Baltimore. 3rd time out this year. First time he's pitched against them here this year. And a little broken bat liner right back to the mound, grabbed by Wade Davis. VA cracks the bat and hit the comebacker. A nice little defensive play there by Wade.
Yeah, it was. His delivery is pretty smooth, just like it was the other night against the Yankees. He's not really falling off. See, he's right there. Always kind of brings the right leg around, but he's right there. He's not violent with his delivery, falling off to the left side. That's what was a problem earlier in the year. On his jam shot, he's able to recover. Nice play.
Stewart is the shortstop. And the first pitch fastball, strike one. And a little breaking ball tapped back to the mound. The toss to first. Astures is out of there. Bottom of the second coming. No score. No score. Rays half of inning two coming. Reminder in the game tonight and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Kelly Shopik, who's doing the catching tonight, leads off here. The Rays half of the inning. Pena next, and then Sean Rodriguez. Shopik hits it hard, but foul. One strike to count. Shopik jumped on the first pitch fastball.
You might see a changeup on that after this pitch. As far out front as he was on that fastball. Like a curveball right here, back door.
1-1 the count. Shopik leading off. And an update on the Blue Jays Yankees game here as the Blue Jays have gotten off to a 2-0 lead. It's a pop right side. Scott from first base handles it. John Buck has hit his 19th home run of the year, and that'll give the Blue Jays a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning. The Yankees and the Blue Jays play in Toronto, and then of course the Red Sox have their game against the White Sox. That's in Chicago. So that's a central time zone start. It's going to be about an 8-10 start here in the East.
Toronto got about 300 home runs now.
I'll tell you, isn't that something?
I mean, you know,
to strike to Carlos Pena.
John Buck is really under Cito Gasson and Wayne Murphy, the hitting coach. He has really turned out to be a dangerous guy.
Yeah, you know, he's going to be on the free agent market.
That's right, and he can throw. He can catch and throw. Created a lot of value for himself.
2 strikes. Well, that get up there, get ready to hit, and swing hard in case you hit it approach. It certainly worked for Bautista and Buck.
Yeah. Toronto's going to be, no matter if they lose Buck, they're going to be a tough club next year. They're going to be better next year. They got good young pitching too, much like Baltimore.
And Pena tried to check. He's out on strikes. So Mattis picks up his second strikeout.
Mattis has everything working. That's another slider right here. 86 miles an hour.
I saw a number on him. He's been very tough against left-handed hitters. And how well he's been pitching over his last 6 starts. Only 20 runners have reached second base in those starts. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah,
you think 7 of those were in the outing he had on the 6th against the Yankees. Strike to Sean Rodriguez. So he's been very good. 1-1 to count. John bounces it to third. Scoop by Wigginton. His throw to first. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. We've completed 2 innings tonight. No score. We go to the third. Top of the order now for Baltimore. Brian Roberts score in this game. Wade Davis and Brian Mattis. Roberts tried to check and did on the pitch up. He singled to start the game. Two and 0. Coming off his outing last time against New York. That was the rain day. 2-1. He and A.J. Burnett were hooked up, and the rains came in the third inning of that game. He was throwing the ball well that night.
He was very well. Good command, good location, just like that 2-1 fastball right there.
3 pitches, 2 1/3 against New York.
That didn't hurt a young pitcher. Minimizing some innings there. His first full year in the big leagues.
I was just thinking that. Wow, very close, and the count is full. That fastball didn't miss by much. Yeah, that's that abbreviated start there could actually be a plus for the Rays and Wade Davis. And a foul ball. He got just a piece of it. Roberts did to stay alive. I sort of feel the same way about this little if it turns out to be nothing more than just that quad that's a little bump in the road for Longoria, to give him an opportunity to have 3, 4, 5 days off, not bad either.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. Obviously, you want Evan in there, but
2 and a fly ball lifted into short left. Crawford's there, 1 away.
When we talk about fastball command, that's command right there. That's 3 and 2 fastball down and fastball away. That's a good pitch. If you know you can locate your fastball like that, that's a different story. You don't always have to throw your change up or your curve. Look at this pitch right here. Down at the knees, outside corner. Brian tries to go down and get through it. By going down, he actually gets underneath it. Pops it up. Good pitch.
1 away, and now Nick Markakis. Pops it up. It's a foul ball. Might be playable. Shopik's after it and is there to make the grab. Kelly Shopik handles Markakis. Get him on the first pitch.
Good hustle right there. Kelly never hesitated. Usually we see the ball up in the air that way. Evan Longoria's right there, but Kelly Shopik, he never took his eye off it. Tracked it, found himself, saw where he was, plenty of room, puts it away. Nice job.
It's all his. Now the first pitch, Ty Wigginton shoots it toward the gap. One hopper to the wall. Upton will go get it. And Wigginton has himself a double. That's the 29th double for Ty Wigginton this year.
Yeah, one of the few curveballs that Wade has thrown, and Ty Wigginton looked like he was almost sitting on it. But it's up. A little bit of a hanger. Nonetheless, he waited back nicely. There's your checker for the game. And that ball carried out there, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Had a lot of carry. Short hop the wall in left center.
So with 2 outs, the Orioles put Wigginton in scoring position with Luke Scott. Davis walked Scott in the first inning.
Yeah, you got a base open here. I wouldn't give him anything to hit here. If he wants to chase, fine. Take nothing away from Corey Patterson on deck.
And a little pop-up foul. That's going to come right back out of play, however. Strike 1. Well, with Scott up here and Wigginton at second, the Rays with the shift, and they have Rodriguez in shallow right and Bartlett on the first base side of second, leaving Johnson over there on the left side now. Ground ball back to first. Pena with a toss to Davis, who covers. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Bottom of inning 3 coming. No score.
Dan Johnson leading things off, getting a start tonight against the lefty. Over his career, Johnson has very similar splits between righties and lefties. There you see it. Actually has a higher on-base percentage and a higher batting average against lefties. His slugging percentage is a little better against righties, as you would imagine, but that's why he's in there tonight and playing third base. So he pops this one high into the air. Initially, it was not seen by Matt Wieters, but he was able to make the play there for the first out. Now, guys, as we head towards the playoffs, we know a lefty's going to start game one against the Rays, whether it's Minnesota or Texas. And Joe Madden searching for that guy behind Evan Longoria in the 5 spot in that lineup for game one. And these guys would certainly be candidates, and it's all going to shake out in the next couple of starts against lefties. You have Manis tonight, and then the Rays will face a lefty in Kansas City against Bruce Chen. So a lot of decisions to be made on the roster, and who might start that first game for the Rays the rest of the way, assuming they get to postseason. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, and you figure with the lead for Texas, Liriano for Minnesota, there's a strike call to B.J. Upton. And interestingly enough, I mean, that's been discussed all year about this team, but the Rays are 36-18 in games started by lefties against them. And they're hitting, right now they're hitting 255 off lefties overall, and that's higher than their team average.
Yeah. No, they've had a lot of success against lefties. I've seen a lot of lefties like this, although Brian Mattis is pounding the strike zone, 10 for 10 first pitch strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. There's that record against left-handed starters. And, you know, we'll see what Mattis does with this pitch here. He hasn't had a 2-ball count on any of these hitters until now. And he goes 2-2 with Upton.
Well, this is where B.J. Upton and Jason Bartlett have become important, hitting 1-2 against lefties. They've done a pretty good job, and they've seen a lot of lefties with good changeups, like Brian Mattis has.
And B.J. out on strikes on a fastball twice now. He has gotten him on that 90-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah, BJ, when he struck out in the first inning on a 90 fastball, he kind of shook his head. He kind of gave that look like, hey, that's a little bit quicker than what I thought. That one's just above his hands right there. Foxmo right here. BJ just a little bit underneath it. And a little bit late.
First pitch strike to Bartlett. 2 outs, base is empty. Jason fouls it. 0-2.
Well, it's amazing talking about Cliff Lee, because the Rays have beaten Cliff Lee 3 times this year.
You know, that's another thing about the Texas Ball Club. Lee, since early August, his earned run average has been over 5. The ground ball, backhanded by Wigginton. Long throw in time, says Joe West. Bartlett out of there, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. Through 3, no score.
Hi, Maria.
We're going into the fourth inning here at Tropicana Field. A combination of Braves and Orioles fans sharing the same section. Let's check our AT&T trivia question here. Since 1995, how many teams have won the AL East besides the Yankees or the Red Sox? Corey Patterson shortened on the bat. Takes the pitch for a ball. 1-0. And a fastball strike from Wade Davis. Orioles have left runners on in each of the first 3 innings. They've stranded 4. The Rays have stranded 2. Ground ball right side. Rodriguez with the pickup and the throw. Patterson is out of there. 1 away.
And one thing Wade has tonight, too, he's got a little bit of tailing action with his fastball. And that's what that was to Patterson. 92 with some movement. He just doesn't have that straight fastball. And that's what he had the other night, by the way, against the Yankees. A good movement to the left-handed hitters fading away.
The Blue Jays are adding to their lead over New York.
Did they homer again?
You ask when Buck hit that home run, do they have 300 yet? No, but they do have 242.
I believe it. I knew they were well over 200. I mean, I was kidding on 3, but 5-0. That's an A.J. Burnett game for the Yankees.
Vernon Wells just hit a 3-run home run.
Well, we knew with the strength of schedule, the final 10, it was a lot tougher for the Yankees, who they had to play.
Yep. This one is down to Jones.
And that's not taken away from Baltimore. We expect this series to be a tough one. But with Seattle, when they came in, 2 out of 3 the Rays took.
With the revival of the Orioles, the East once again, top to bottom, without question, the toughest division in baseball.
Yeah, no, this is a comparable series to what the Yankees have to play. But I mean, really, I'm talking about Seattle, and no disrespect to Kansas City, but they've traded some guys that are gone, and they've got some young guys playing now too. So Yankees have to play the Red Sox 3 more after Toronto.
One and 2 the count to Adam Jones. And he pops him up. It's Pena on the right side. He had Jones reaching for that pitch a little bit.
You know, the mix of curveballs and sliders are just enough tonight for Wade Davis, complemented by a good fastball.
Hey, here's the update. The home run by Vernon Wells.
There's a hanging breaker.
Yep. Matt Wieters takes a fastball, and that's in there for a strike. So with a strike on Wieters, Johnson heads to the second base spot. Bartlett moves back to his shortstop spot. Rodriguez in shallow right. 1-1 the count. So what the Rays wind up doing, not only do they throw the shift out there, but they refine the shift from hitter to hitter and count to count now. High shot down the left side. That's got some slice to it and will be out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. Positioning. That's all. He was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and he saved his beverage right there, too.
Yeah. Not a drop went to waste. Congratulations all around there. Now that's fun at the old ballpark, right?
Yeah, it is. Get a souvenir.
He fouls a fastball, and Mid-90s or above right there.
It's a healthy fastball and a healthy swing by Wieters. He had a nice swing at it. That was a great fastball by Wade Davis.
Two.
Nice job of using the chest protector by Kelly Shopik. Dead net right out in front of you.
And a foul ball, just a little piece of it to stay alive. Another run for the Blue Jays, 6-0 now. RBI single for Buck.
Well, they've got runners at first and third too. Toronto. They're still hitting in the bottom of the third. That's going to tax Joe Girardi's bullpen tonight again.
A 2-2 count again. The pitch. A chop to the right side. Johnson's going to make this play out of the shift. That's 5-3 out of the shift. Dan Johnson taking care of it. 1, 2, 3.
We knew this would be an easier throw. There it is.
There you go. No score, middle of 4. Bottom of the 4th. Let's get the answer to our trivia question. Since 1995, how many teams have won the AL East besides the Yankees and the Red Sox? And our AT&T trivia question answer would be 2. The Orioles in 97 and the Rays in 08.
That's tough duty in the American League East.
Sure is.
Remember that 95 team.
The first pitch to Carl Crawford, and that's a strike. That 97 team for Baltimore, I think that's the last winning record they have had.
Yeah, that was
98 games that year.
Yeah. Was that Davey Johnson? He was still there, wasn't he? 97. I think so.
They were 98 and 64 that year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Carl tried to check. He's out on strikes. Well, we're seeing an outstanding exhibition of pitching here so far tonight between Davis and Mattis. They made some very good pitches.
He's got some bite. He's got a couple of different breaking balls he's throwing. That's tough to hold up. We've seen a couple of checks now for strike 3. Or non-checks, I guess I should say.
His Ibar. The pitch in the strike. It was Davy Johnson. He was the last manager with a winning record for the Baltimore Orioles. 1997. 1-1 the count to Ibar. Up a bit. It's 2-1. 3-1 count. This is news.
It's breaking news.
Yeah. And speaking of breaking, another bat takes the deck right there on a broken bat. Little popper caught by Roberts. That was the first 3-ball count Mattis had on a hitter tonight. And he breaks his bat to get him out.
On a 3-1 pitch. Well, Toronto just piling it on right now. A.J. Burnett is out of the game. 7-0.
That's a first-round pick for the Rays right there.
He wants a base hit. He's a little upset right now. Going to be a future manager with that look.
There's a sack that's over his. Hey, there he is. Yeah.
There he's breaking out the smile.
1-1. You know, he went from a manager to a bullpen coach.
Yeah. Right to Bobby Ramos.
Yeah, he had the Bobby Ramos smile going. Bouncing ball to second for Roberts and over to first. Zobrist out and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3 again. On to the fifth, no score. Rays and the Orioles hooked up in this scoreless game as we go to the fifth. Time to take a look at the upcoming Rays schedule, brought to you by Just for Man Hair Color. Baltimore in tomorrow, and again on Wednesday night will be David Price tomorrow for the Rays, and then on to Kansas City to wrap up the regular season. We look forward to the upcoming Rays schedule, and you can look forward with Just for Man Hair Color. There's a bunt put down by PA, and a nice pickup by Davis in the toss to first. PA trying to bunt his way on. One gone.
Yeah, Felix tried to get it past Wade Davis right there, dragging it, taking the ball with him from the left side with his speed, and Wade Davis reacted quickly, got it on 2 hops, and then makes the quick underhand flip. Good reaction.
shortstop, Cesar Izturis. Pitch is a strike. Izturis up the other side. That's a fair ball inside the left field line, and he's already on his way to second with the double. It's his 13th double. And now the Orioles have a man in scoring position with one out of the top of the order coming up.
And take a look. It's a fastball off the outside corner. Not even a strike, but Izturis just goes with it. It's a nice piece of hitting right there. And left-handed batter hitting it that way, it's going to slice away from your left fielder. Carl makes a great play to track it down, but Izturis was hustling right out of the box for two.
Now the top of the order, Ryan Roberts. Pitch is a strike. Roberts opened the game with that single on the very first pitch of the game. Foul back, out of play, 0-2. Yankees hitting in the top of the fourth. They finally got out of the third with the Blue Jays leading 7-0. And again, the Red Sox and the White Sox are just about to get underway. To the count on Roberts. And that takes care of him. Fastball.
How about that? 95 down and some movement away from Ryan Roberts. Effortless delivery tonight for Wade Davis. The ball's just jumping out of his hand. Look at that little tailing action and sink at the end at 95 miles an hour. What a great pitch.
Nick Markakis. Strike. How about the Rays? The same year that they have Wade Davis and now Hellickson surface through the system. That's
pretty impressive.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
One strike to count. Fell back, and what's been impressive about Wade Davis, you see his stuff, you see the physical side of him, but he's grown through this whole year. He's matured and way more comfortable now out there than he was when he started the season.
Absolutely, there's no question. He's pitching with confidence. I think there was a time early in the season when he was scuffling, he was pitching around the plate. You saw 15 to 20 first pitch strikes tonight. But I think early in the season, I think he's given the hitters a little bit too much credit. And the delivery was a little bit forceful, too. He was really falling off dramatically to the left side, got a little rotational with his delivery. Much more fluid now, obviously.
Pitch is high. 1-2. There was a little commotion in the stands, and it deserves an explanation. There was a guy in an Orioles jersey who got that foul ball and handed it off to a little guy in a Rays jersey.
Very cool.
I mean, so what a great gesture by that Orioles fan right there.
Very nice.
This one is down, and the count is 2-2.
Tell you what, the last couple nights, Shopik has done a nice job blocking those breaking balls in the dirt. That was a slider. Shifted nicely, covered up the hole right there.
2-2 now. Izturis at second, 2 gone. Oh, and a shot up into right center field. That ball's going to be in there for extra bases. Bouncing against the wall. Izturis scores easily. Markakis digs for 3, and he'll make that standing up. and it gives Baltimore a 1-0 lead. His third triple of the year. Storer scores after picking up the one-out double. RBI number 56 for Markakis.
Well, they were trying to go in. This ball's out over the plate. It tailed back, as a matter of fact, and Markakis jumped all over it. Just about thigh high, but the mistake was the ball ran back out over the plate. They tried to go in on him. It's always a danger of coming in on anybody, is that it runs back over the plate. If you make a mistake, it's in your wheelhouse.
Here's Wigginton. Fastball away. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, and that goes to show you. I mean, this is the big leagues, and big league hitters they're going to hit pitches that way.
And they should be hit. That's exactly right. He's only made one mistake, and it cost him.
Ground ball to third. Johnson up with it. His throw to first in time. That retires the side. A run, 2 hits, and 1 left. 1-0 Baltimore, mid-5. Nothing. We go to the home half of inning 5. Baltimore with a run in the top half of the inning. That Boston-Chicago game underway, and the Red Sox have jumped out in front on the 2-run double by David Ortiz.
Like a little cutter there from Mark Burley. Ortiz turned on it.
Well, here the Rays have their hands full with this young left-hander Brian Mattis. He's retired 10 in a row. They have only 1 hit. That was by Jason Bartlett in the first inning. Here's Kelly Shopping. The pitch is a strike. The Rays trying to clinch a playoff spot. They could do it with a win tonight. Any combination of a Rays win or a Boston loss would take care of that. Shopping out in front of a changeup. 0-2.
Well, Mattis just hasn't left anything over the heart of the plate tonight, and when he has, the Rays have guessed wrong. He's really got him off balance so far with the fastball, the changeup, and a variety of breaking stuff. Good command of everything.
Rays got the base hit from Bartlett with 1 out in the first. He went to second when the ball skipped by Markakis for an error. And then 1 hitter later, Ibar was hit by a pitch on an 0-2 delivery, and that's it. Since then, 10 straight retired. And a tap, third base side, rolling up the line. That ball's going to stay fair. How about that? All the way down to the bag, it stays fair. And Shopping has a leadoff single and cracks a little smile after that drive.
Well, that's interesting because was it yesterday or the day before there was a ball? Yesterday there was a ball down the line like that, and it trickled foul, so I think our ground crew is made an adjustment because the Rays are a running team, and yeah, that thing hit the line and came back in. That's a grounds crew base hit.
Yeah, the Rays are a running team, but I'm not sure that extends to Kelly Shopping.
Maybe not. He'll take it, though. Catchers will take it. You know that.
Absolutely. Here's Carlos Pena now. Well, let's see if that's the break the Rays need to finally get to Mattis. He's been right on top of his game. Misses with a fastball to Carlos. 1-0.
Well, you need a mistake, because he's just pounding the zone in his 50 pitches, and when he does make a mistake, you better hit it. If you're not getting many pitches that are hittable.
And that's low to Pena. 2-0. I don't know why we made such a big deal out of that for Shopping. That's his third infield hit this year.
Yeah, well, maybe he element of surprise. Maybe they should send him right now. You know.
2 balls, no strikes. And that's strike 1 to Carlos.
You know, there are some managers that will do that. Now, I don't know if Shopping's even quick enough to go first move. But, the element of surprise, because you don't even expect a throw over there from Brian Mattis, but he's not going to be done. Let's just put it that way.
And another strike to Pena about the same spot.
Well, there's your pitch to hit, and he didn't take a hack at it. Now it's back to even. Now it's back to the pitcher's count, pitcher's favor. That's a very hittable pitch for Carlos, so he guessed wrong. A breaking ball, probably.
2-2. And a full count.
And will Shopping be going 3-2? Not a chance. Just put that to rest right now. No, not a chance.
And Carlos draws the walk. Well, that was the first hitter against whom Mattis had not thrown a first pitch strike, and he wound up walking him. Just a reminder to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment coming up later in the game tonight. Now that's precision.
That is very nice. Well done. You know, the Orioles are going to play up for just in case of a bunt right here by Sean Rodriguez. Sean's an excellent bunter. I got to say it's doubtful in the 5th inning here, down 1 run, if Joe Madden would bunt here.
Sean Rodriguez swings and pops it foul. First base side, Scott's after it, reaches in and can't hang on. And just in case he did, Shopping was tagging and advancing. That would have been a heads-up play by
very much so. And that's where for the fans, they can take that ball away from Scott. If he goes into the stands, hey, you grab it. It's fair game. You got to stand up and grab it yourself. If he goes in there, it's not fan interference. You got to help your home team out there. A catchable ball for him. Now you can't lean over that green wall right there and take it away from Scott, or it is fan interference.
Now, Scott wasn't sure just how close he was to that low wall, and as a result did not make that play, but you're right, it's a catchable ball. Sean Rodriguez takes a cut and misses. 0-2.
Good swing on a curveball right there.
Well, the Rays with their first scoring opportunity since the first inning. They're down 1-0. And a swing. Did he make contact or not? I think Rodriguez thought he fouled the ball, but Mike Everett says he missed it, and he's out on strikes. So that's one away.
Well, Mike Everett would try to hear the two sounds right there, Sean.
Dan Johnson.
I'm not sure. It's tough to tell. Are there two sounds? I mean, the umpire's going to go on the sound. If there's two sounds, you know it was tipped. I was thinking maybe got the top of the ball. It didn't sound like it.
Dan Johnson fouls it back into the screen for a strike. Now the strikeout posted by Mattis.
If he did, it was ever so slight.
And Dan takes one low. 1-1. Rays with no runs, 2 hits. Pena's at first. Shopik's at second. Check. That's a strike. 1-2. 6 strikeouts for Mattis to go with the 1 walk.
Yep, he sure did. He went.
And he's out reaching for this one. So Johnson out number 2 following the single and the walk. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Yeah, this ball looked like it cut a little bit away. Look at it run away from Dan Johnson. That's a heck of a pitch by Brian Mattis.
B.J. Upton. Upstairs. B.J. twice tonight has struck out on fastballs right around 90. Ground ball that hits the bag and will deflect to Stewart, and the bases are going to be loaded. That's a base hit right off the third base bag.
Well, the Rays got a break on Chopik's swinging bunt, and I think the Orioles get a break here because I don't think Wigginton would have got that. That would have been over the bag and down the line. Let's take a look. No, he would not have gotten to that. Fair ball. I don't think he would have gotten to it. Would have been a double in the corner. Cost the Rays a run right there by hitting the bag. Great effort by Wigginton.
The bases are loaded. Well, here's Bartlett. He's been swinging the bat about as well as anybody in the Rays lineup. Had a base hit his first time up tonight. And that pitch drops in there for a strike, a breaking ball. The Toyota trend. See, on that 9-game streak, 452.
Well, he's getting hot at a very good time leading up to the postseason, too.
And he fouls a fastball into the screen. 0-2.
Well, that's a pitch you got to be able to hit right there. You get one pitch, hopefully, in at bat, and he had a good swing at it and fouled it straight back. Here's a pitch right down the middle. Good swing, but he's down the count now.
Covered up by Wieters. 2 strikes. Gets the tag, and that retires the side. Pena tagged on his way to third. Rays leave him loaded. It ends on the fielder's choice ground ball. 1-0 Baltimore through 5. 1-0 Baltimore. We go to the 6th. You can own a piece of Rays history with the limited edition Matt Garza plaque, available at RaysBaseball.com exclusively. Custom piece includes a game ticket from the historic July 26th no-hitter, signed picture of Matt Garza, and game-used dirt, all MLB authenticated. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get yours while supplies last. And most importantly, the proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation. On to the 6th inning. Here's Luke Scott. Pitch is down and in. Curtis Granderson hit a 2-run home run to make it 7-2 Toronto. Game's in the 5th inning. Number 24 for Granderson. That's a strike to Scott. Minnesota has a 3-0 lead. There's that Toronto-New York score. And Minnesota 3-0 in the top of the 2nd inning at Kansas City. Foul back. 1-2. Kubel driving in a couple with a double, and Kadire doubling home another run. Rays start the day with the best record in the major leagues at 93-62. The Yankees 93-63. Over the National League, the Phillies are 93-63. Line drive, and it's shot into right center field past Johnson, who was in that second base spot in the shift for Scott. And boy, Scott blistered that one through the shift.
Yeah, he got another mistake. Lucky that one wasn't hit further than what it was. That was a pitch that was left out over the plate, much like Markakis. See, they try to go in again. Watch this ball. Right. In fact, it's middle away. That's what happens when you miss location. So a couple of mistakes by Wade Davis. He's pitching great, though, overall. See if he can pitch through this, keep the game right here, because Mattis has been lights out so far.
Here's Corey Patterson. He's 0 for 2. And he takes a breaking pitch. That's a strike. Davis 12-9 on the year. He's gone 6-6 at home and 6-3 on the road. Run average close to the same home or away. Overall, it's .413 coming into play tonight. Little tap back to the mound. Davis goes back to second. Out there. They get the force on the throw back to the shortstop Bartlett. Scott is forced.
I like it when he throws that tailing fastball that he's throwing right here, or changes up one of the two away from the lefty swing rather than coming in so much, especially on the power guys. It's a nice force out right there at second. Now, Patterson, of course, has speed. Got to be aware of that with the stolen base.
The hitter, Adam Jones. 0 for 2 on the night. High foul up the right side. It's out of play. Jones with 19 home runs. That's where he finished last year. He had 277 with 19 home runs. Patterson with a lead at first. And Wade goes over there with a toss.
Slight hesitation by Corey Patterson. At some point in this sequence, see if he gets in motion. His speed. Stolen 21 bases.
to move to first. Patterson is back.
Yeah, that was a one-way lead that time. Meaning he was not going. He was just leaning back.
A step back by Jones. The only run of the game came in the fifth. It was tripled home by Nick Markakis.
Throw over there again, right? That was a thumb by Kelly Shopik.
Patterson, the biggest base stealing threat in their lineup tonight.
Yeah, and Adam Jones is a fastball hitter, so you want to throw 0-1 a good breaking ball. So a lot of times when you throw over there, that's because you want to throw a breaking ball in the next pitch. But Shopik called a slider. I think Wade shook him off and wants fastball in.
And a fly ball into short right, caught by Zobrist. 2 gone. Back to first, Patterson.
And he got the fastball in.
So it'll be Matt Wieters. Wieters had a single off the right field wall in the second inning. Up and away. Wade Davis, his pitch count. Both these pitchers have been very good in that department.
Yeah, Wade, that's about 12.5 pitches per inning. That's very good.
And he throws a strike to Wieters.
Nice curveball, 78 miles an hour. He dropped over the back side right there, outside corner. That'll bring Dan Johnson across the infield again. Now that there's 1 strike. Not that Wieters was going to bunt 2 outs anyway, but the Rays were covering that just in case. The count gets deeper. Patterson should be in motion. Not yet, maybe. Well, yeah.
He's gone, and the pitch is skied to left. Crawford will be there, though, and Carl makes the catch. No runs a hit. That man left. Bottom of the 6th coming. 1-0 Baltimore. Great pitching matchup with the Rays rookie right-hander Wade Davis on the hill. 2-6, giving up just the 1 run. And he's been matched by Brian Mattis, the young rookie left-hander for the Baltimore Orioles. The only run of the game came in the 5th on the triple by Nick Markakis to score Cesar Torres. And not a lot of offense, not even a lot of threat of offense against these two, Mattis and Davis. Well, these two guys should be around for a long time hooking up.
Yep, I think so. Yeah, really, 2 infield hits for the Rays and a bloop to right field. That's it.
Here's Carl Crawford leading off the home half of the 6th. And he's shortened on the bat. That draws Wigginton in a little bit. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Boston has taken a 3-0 lead on the White Sox. Victor Martinez driving in a run with a sacrifice fly. Carl fouls it back. 1-6-1 here for Baltimore. 0-3-0 for the Rays. Carl is behind in the count, 1-2.
I know that Carl's seeing Mattis's release all that well. He's taking a few pitches now tonight down there.
0-for-9 lifetime against Mattis. And the count is 2-2. Carl fouls a fastball.
Yeah, good swing on that one. Good pitch to hit. See if Mattis comes back with that slow breaking ball down. See if Carl can lay off of it if he does.
And a ground ball by the mound is short as Torres comes up. 1 away here in the 6th inning. Take a look at that Red Sox-White Sox game and the 3rd run of the game scoring for Boston. Victor Martinez on the sacrifice fly to center field, scoring Scudero. Willie Ibar. Rays need a win here. They need a Boston loss in Chicago, and that would wrap up a playoff spot for the Rays. Bill Madden still beyond that, wants to win the division. But he'd like to finish with the best record because that would give the Rays a home field advantage. So all 3 of those are important components. Broken bat roller to Wigginton at 3rd. Well, that's the 2nd straight bat Ibar has broken. This one on a ground ball. 2 outs. Right there we have the Rays a half game up on New York and a game up on Minnesota insofar as the best record in the American League.
Yeah, Minnesota's up 3-1 in the 2nd. Kansas City has 2 men on it.
Ben Zobrist. Pitch is too high. 1 ball, no strikes. Ben is struck out and grounded out. Upstairs. 2-0. 78 pitches thrown so far for Mattis. And he's behind Zobrist 3-0. He went 3-1 to Ibar in the 4th and broke his bat. 3-2 to Pena and walked him in the 5th. 3-0 now to Zobrist. And Ben draws the walk. That's his 90th walk drawn this year. Ben's 3rd in the American League in walks, and he's aboard with 2 outs. That'll get Kelly Shoppach to the plate. Well, take a look at this. Shopping connecting earlier off Mattis, the grand slam. He's in there tonight. Has a base hit. He got that little tap that stayed fair up the third base line. His last time up.
Looking at that pitch, and we worked that game together. That was a fastball that was way up. I mean, he wanted to go up and maybe in more, but it was up, and Kelly got to it.
That was back in the middle of August when he hit that grand slam. One and one the count.
Oh, he starts Kelly here with a changeup followed by a slow curveball. You definitely want to stay away from Kelly's power. You make a mistake here in, it's a danger area. That's a 2-run home run.
Strike two.
A little flinch right there. Comes back with another curveball. Changeup followed by two curves, and that's just a hanging curveball that Kelly was, I'm sure, thinking fastball. Got a little flinch right there. Wanted to react. That's what Toronto does. They react to hangers. They're up ready to hit for everything.
This one low, blocked by Wieters. Over the start of a little move, but decided better of it.
Well, that's a nice job by Matt Wieters, keeping it right in front of him, using that chest protector and getting over the ball so it drops right out in front of him. You got to soften your body like that, form a cup with the upper half of your body to get over the ball. It's a nice job. And he's a big guy, not easy for a big guy, but pretty agile back there. Here comes a changeup.
A 2-2 count. And he had him out in front. Shopik strikes out. The Rays leave a man. We're through 6, and it's 1-0 Baltimore. Rays baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward. Checkers, little place, big taste. And by Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. On we go to the 7th inning from Tropicana Field tonight. Felix Pie swings through a high fastball. 1 strike to count. Wade Davis on the mound for the Rays. It'll be Pie, Stewart, and Roberts coming up in the 7th for Baltimore. over the head of Davis, and a barehanded attempt by Sean Rodriguez, but he could not come up with it. PA has an infield hit. So with a man at first and nobody out, let's check in with Todd Callens.
Dwayne, a reminder of why the champagne is on ice right now for the Tampa Bay Rays, because their magic number to clinch a playoff spot is down to just one. Either a win tonight or a Red Sox loss will do it. The Red Sox are winning, as you guys have been following along with that game. The magic number for the AL East is down to 6. Any combination of Rays wins and Yankees losses adding up to 6, and the Rays win the division. And there you see the home field advantage. And again, if the Yankees or the Twins end up tied with the Rays, Tampa Bay owns both tiebreakers. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, and Todd, apparently the champagne's not only on ice, but on your tie as well.
He's got the champagne tie today.
Yes, he does. There's a bunt attempt by Asturias, and that's a strike.
So you can hear two sounds on that one. That's why Mike Everett was able to call that. You could clearly hear that on the broadcast. Two sounds, you knew it was foul tips. The sound of the bat, the sound of the leather of the glove.
So with the runner at first, the Orioles trying to move him into scoring position. Asturias puts down the bunt, and that's a foul ball. Strike two. Rays get some action up in their bullpen now. Davis has worked 6 innings plus now and choked the lefty, and Qualls the right-hander busy in the Rays right field bullpen.
Well, it's the type of game, the way Mattis is throwing, you want to keep it at 1 run right here. So Choate, I'm sure, will be up perhaps for Markakis, definitely for Luke Scott should he come up this inning. Man will mix and match here. That's Brendan 7.
It's down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Takes off the pitch. He was going to bunt and was hit. Did he offer? The ruling is no. Everett went down to Rob Drake, and Drake said no, he was not attempting to bunt. And Joe Madden wants a further exclamation, and perhaps an explanation and an exclamation at the same time. They had PA running and Asturias bunting, and the ruling is that he's hit by a pitch, but Madden thinks he was offering at that. There's a conversation going with Mike Everett.
Let's take a closer look right here on a replay. Did he offer at it, or did he bring the bat back? Well, from that angle, looked like he brought the bat back. Let's say the shot's side shot. Well, you know, there was a little push, but the ball wasn't there yet, and then he pulled it back. That's close.
So he's hit by the pitch, and that bunting, he was showing bunt even though there was 2 strikes. Take another look.
Now watch the head of the bat. Just a little slight push, right? It's back there, right there. See? And then he pulls it back. But he didn't break the plane. And I think that's probably the right call, but that's very close.
Now Brian Roberts with men at first and second, and the Rays looking for a bunt. The pitch is low to him. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, this is not an automatic bunt here. You got a 1-0 lead, and Brian Roberts at the plate. 1-0 count, nobody out. And he could be hacking right here.
They went in there and he can drive it. He gets out of the way of that pitch. 2 balls, no strikes.
I mean, I'd definitely be swinging here. I mean, you got to be very careful here. Corners have to play in, but this is a dangerous count right here. Dangerous pitch because he may have a free swing here.
And he takes ball 3. Well, 2 men on with nobody out. Now 3-0 to Brian Roberts with Markakis on deck. And a strike. 3-1.
Still got to expect him to possibly swing here 3-1. I mean, I would be expecting him to swing here. If he can find a gap. He's got some home run power too. And fastballs in this count.
3-1, and he puts down the bunt, third base side. That's rolling foul. Picked up immediately by Johnson, and now the count is full.
A little surprised they didn't let him swing the bat. Brian puts down a pretty good bunt right here. And this one just does trickle foul. Stays fair for the catchers, not for the speed guys.
Our catchers are connected, you know that. All right, PA at second. Historis at first. And Roberts back in there with a count of 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You got to make a money pitch right here.
Wade Davis to the plate. And a line drive into center field. Going to be caught by Upton. Runners will hold. PA went back to tag, but he had no place to go. So Davis comes back to get Roberts on a line drive to center field. 1 out. Here's the
He just went
replay.
Power on power right there. Fastball right at him, and BJ ran it down. Brian Roberts hit it right on the nose.
Well, Markakis due to hit. That's going to be it for Wade Davis. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Wireless for all. And a third. He departs with 2 men on. Down 1-0 in this game, and Randy Choate gets the call to face Nick Markakis.
Well, this could be a break for the Rays because they elected to have Brian Roberts bunt, and by that he only had 1 swing of the bat really on a 3-2 count. And Davis was able to come back and get him. So now you got a matchup that you actually like, even though Nick's a super hitter.
Yeah, Markakis has been good against left-handed pitching, but he's 0 for 7 lifetime against Choate.
And I think even if you get the bunt down, they may have walked Markakis to force a double play ball for Wigginton.
And the first pitch is a strike from Choate.
That's why I thought, you had a 1-run lead, you're on the road, and you're in the 7th inning. You got a good fastball hitter like Brian Roberts, especially when the count went to 2-0 or 3-1. I thought he might get a swing there. They might let him swing the bat, and if he fouls it off, then maybe go back to the bunt. But get the bunt on all the way.
Markakis after this one chased the slider, 0-2.
Now, mind you, Buck Showalter's not managing tonight. Good sweeping slider right there. Buck is sitting out. What's he got, a 1 game? Right?
He's got a 1 game suspension. 0-2 the count. And a line drive, base hit into right field. PA is going to be waved around, headed to the plate. The throw pops away from Shopik. And now both runners will advance. They go to second and third. Zobrist made the throw to the plate, and Shopik trying to go get it. Just an instant too soon, tried to take it back to the plate. And now it's 2-0.
Yeah, Ben came up with a pretty good throw. And the pitch was just, again, a mistake. Markakis has had 2 mistakes tonight. Hanging slider. Ben comes up firing, as he usually does, and put plenty on it. And Kelly looked for the runner before he had the ball, and with that, he drops the ball, and that puts runners in scoring position.
So it's a base hit, a run batted in. They're going to charge Shopik with an error. And the Rays will make another pitching change. It's 2-0. With PA scoring, and Chad Qualls will get the call. Back in a moment.
Your attention, please. Now entering the game for this Metro BCS call. All the Rays, number 55.
It's a 2-0 ball game now. Kyle Wigginton will be the hitter as Chad Qualls enters the game. Rays pull the infield in with men at second and third. And the pitch is lifted into center field where Upton makes the catch. A tag at third. Isturis will score. Throw to third. He overslides the bag, but he got back in there. Isturis scores, and Markakis overslid the bag at third. That's where Upton's throw was headed, and Johnson did everything except tag him.
Yeah, BJ did the right thing. That was going to be deep enough for Isturis to score, so he tries to get Markakis and almost got out of the inning right here. Dan has to go wide of third base and grab him. the throw and just didn't have enough length right there to get Markakis before he got his right hand back in.
So 2 runs have scored in the inning. It's 3-0. Markakis at third base now. And the first pitch to Luke Scott. 1 ball, no strikes.
24th appearance for Chad. The numbers don't look great, but as we touched on the other day, his stuff has been very good as of late. Like that.
And a ground ball chopped right through the open left side of the infield, and the run will score. And boy, that's frustrating. All that was a weak ground ball to shortstop, but there was nobody there with the shift on. And Scott drives in the run to make it 4-0.
Yeah, I've always felt with the shift is great on pull hitters like Luke Scott, but when you got a great sinker ball pitcher like that, and the ball gets deep on you like Luke Scott let it get, I mean, he just, that was a contact swing. And those hitters are smart too. You don't have to try to hit a home run, especially when you got a guy at third.
So it's 4-0 Baltimore now. Cormier's up in the bullpen. Patterson swings through a fastball for a strike. Three runs charged to Davis and 1 run to Choate. There's a strike.
Nasty stuff right there. He's got really good movement.
0-2 now.
93 also.
Slider in on him. Still 2 strikes. Orioles got a run in the 5th and now 3 runs in the 7th. Ground ball. Keep the count right there. 2 strikes and foul ball. Wade Davis charged with these 3 runs in 6 1/3 and pitched a lot better than that.
Oh, he pitched very well tonight. Very good stuff.
Strike 3 call, a fastball at 94 takes care of Patterson. 7th inning stretch time, 4-0 Baltimore. 4-0. We go to the home half of the 7th inning. You want to guarantee yourself 2010 postseason tickets? Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com to find out how. Well, 3 runs charged to Davis, 1 run to Choate. It's an unearned run to Choate. They've made 89 pitches, and now the Rays trail by 4 here against the left-hander Brian Mattis. Carlos Pena to lead off the home half of the 7th. And he's going to bunt against the shift and bunts it foul behind Tom Foley, strike 1.
Man, nothing wrong with that. Try to get a base runner with the Rays down 4 right now. We've seen Carlos do that a few times this year. I don't believe he'll do it now with 1 strike. Wigginton never was worried about it. He's been over there at deep short.
Carlos has struck out and walked. Fouls it straight back. 2 strikes to count to Pena. It's 7-5 now, the Toronto-New York game. Yankees hitting in the top of the 7th inning. Check swing and a foul ball out of play. Teixeira hit a 3-run home run off Brian Talent to make it 7-5. Well, the Yankee pitching has been a little shaky, but they have that power up and down their lineup.
They've got thunder, especially the way Granderson is swinging the bat, and Swisher. Alex Rodriguez is going to hit 30 again. He's 1 short of that. Teixeira, Cano. They can always get back in the game because of that power.
Carlos takes it down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mattis has been very good tonight for the Orioles. Carlos pops it up. It's Wigginton and Historis. Historis, the shortstop, taking charge. 1 away. Pena is retired on the pop to the shortstop. Sean Rodriguez. Sean is grounded out and struck out.
Bench is a little subdued right now, and they should be, because you got to take care of it yourself. I mean, you can scoreboard watch all you want, but you got to take care of it yourself with some good at bats.
Strike 1.
Mattis is great tonight. Don't get me wrong, but they've seen plenty of lefties this year pitch just like this with similar stuff.
Fly ball in the center. There is Jones. 2 up, 2 down in the Rays half of the 7th.
Number 24, Dan Johnson.
With the bases empty, the hitter's going to be Dan Johnson. And he lofts one high, not overly deep to right. Markakis takes care of that. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. We'll head into the 8th, 4-0 Baltimore. game moves into the 8th inning tonight at Tropicana Field. You can go to RaysBaseball.com and register for the Rays postseason ticket opportunity, where selected winners will have the chance to purchase postseason tickets. Here in the 8th inning, it's Adam Jones leading off. Chad Qualls facing him and missing with an opening slider. Jones, Wieters, and then PA due up. It's foul ball back, 1-1. Chad got credit for 2/3 of an inning in the 7th. It's Jim Johnson, who's singing the bullpen for the Orioles. That's a good pitch. 1-2.
Well, I think Chad is going to become valuable in the postseason. We've seen him throw like this the last 4 or 5 outings now. The ball's just falling off the table. The slider's been pretty tight as well.
Fly ball lifted into center. Upton takes care of that. 1 out. Now Joe Madden comes out of the dugout. He's pointing to the bullpen. So Lance Cormier is going to get the call. 1 out, bases empty in the 8th. Back in a moment. Tropicana Field tonight. 8th inning, first game of this series against the Baltimore Orioles. Lance Cormier is the new pitcher for the Rays.
58th appearance for Lance. Comes in with a 4-3 record, a 4.05 earned run average.
Let's check in with the Boston-Chicago game. Red Sox with a 3-0 lead, and they're going to add to that lead.
And every time we see Burley, he's making a mistake with his cutter. A hanging cutter right there, a belter hit.
It's 4-0 now, Boston. Wieters fouls the first pitch from Cormier. So that's a strike. Wieters 1 for 3 on the night. Kansas City leading Minnesota 7-3.
Nasty.
Right there at the knees.
Love that changeup he's been throwing. It's been, what, about 6-7 weeks now we've seen him throw that? Break that out. Saw him break it out in Oakland, actually maybe before that.
2, and he got him. Well, changeup one way, breaking ball the other way.
Yep, the old scissors effect.
Wieters is out of there.
One going away from his swing, one coming into his swing. It's a great sequence right there.
Two outs with the bases empty in the 8th. Here's Felix Pierre. Pierre, the chopping single to open the 7th inning. One and 0 now. The ground ball foul. 1-1. Rays with a couple shots left here against the Orioles, down by 4. And that's a strike. 1-2.
That was a nice cutter right there. Hit the inside corner.
Missing the curveball. Bottom of the 8th coming, 4-0 Baltimore.
Clinch a postseason spot tonight, trailing 4-0, heading to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Don't forget, in our Rays Live postgame show, we're going to hear from Joe Madden. We'll have highlights from both the Red Sox-White Sox game and the Yankees against the Blue Jays. We'll have analysis from Brian Anderson, and if it looks like the White Sox might have a chance to come from behind and win that game, we'll stick around and possibly have a little celebration later on tonight as well. All that coming up on our Rays Live postgame show immediately following tonight's game, guys.
All right, well, the Rays have seen the last of Brian Mattis, and they're not too sad about that.
He was great tonight.
7 shutout innings.
You're not kidding.
B.J. Upton against Jim Johnson, and the first pitch is a strong fastball in at 94, strike 1.
Yeah, he's got a good arm, good movement right there on that pitch. 23rd appearance, 4.03 with the earned run average.
1-1.
Pretty close, too.
Ball to the right side. Roberts from second base. Take a look at Mattis. He finished with 8 strikeouts. Walked 2 and gave up just 3 hits.
Well, he came in with a 5-1 record his last 6 decisions with a 2.57. He continued that tonight. A variety of breaking balls, the slider, the curveball, fastball, up in his zone when he needed it. Dropped some really good off-speed pitches. Of course, he has the great changeup. as well. There's our call they cut away from Dan Johnson. There's a changeup away from Kelly Shopping. He just pitched both sides of the plate and pitched extremely well. He just pounded the zone. Strike one, strike two tonight.
Now Reed Brignac hitting. Goes after the first one and hits one into left. It stays up for PA. A line drive. 2 quick outs in the 8th. Now Carl Crawford coming up.
Yeah, PA's just too quick out there. They've got a very good outfit with PA, Adam Jones, and Nick Markakis. It's a very solid defensive outfit.
And the first pitch to Crawford outside, and PA has come in and way over toward the line and left here, defending Crawford. It's kind of an interesting alignment. Two balls, no strikes.
Well, Crawford, if he gets a ball away, he does hit the ball that way quite a bit. They're trying to take away that line drive base hit.
And there's one right to him inside the line.
Yep.
Just fair as PA makes that catch at the end of 8, 4-0 Baltimore.
We head to the ninth with the Orioles leading 4-0. A reminder about our Auto-Way text poll question of the night. Here's who you voted for the previous 4 games. For Game 1 starter, you want a Price. Game 2, Garza. Game 3, Davis. Game 4, Price on 3 days rest. Today, we are asking you, as Joaquin Benoit will deliver the first pitch of the 9th inning, and Cesar Sturris fouls it back right off the press box. We are asking you who should start Game 5 of the first round of the playoffs for the Rays. TB1, James Shields. TB2, Matt Garza. TB3, Jeff Neiman. Text your votes to 789-789, and we'll have the results in our post-game show. Guys, back to you.
All right, so be sure and stay with us for that. Cesar Sturris, the hitter. 1 strike to count, facing Joaquin Benoit. 1-1. 4-0. Baltimore leading. They scored a run in the 5th and added 3 runs in the 7th inning. Reed Brignac stays on to play short. Pitch is inside. It's 2-1. And a great year for Benoit.
Well, it really has. He's getting an inning of work right here tonight. Obviously not a situation he's normally in. Down 4 runs.
2-2. Sturris fouls it away. White Sox have scored a run. It's 4-1 Boston. Bottom of the 5th inning. And a high fly ball down the right field line. That ball had home run distance on it, but was foul. Stewart has hit 1 home run all year and got that one right down the line.
You know, his Turris is a guy. I asked Buck Showalter last week about anything he's learned, anybody surprised you in your club that you really didn't know as much about now that you've had him, and he said, it's Turris. And the word Buck used was trust. He trusts his Turris. He knows how to play the game. Even though he's hitting 230, 240, he just plays the game right. He's always in the right spot. He really likes his Turris. Not that he doesn't the other guys, but
yeah. Well, they brought him over there a couple of years ago because the defense was so unsettled that they thought they could put him in there and he would be a great influence defensively.
And he is. He's just steady. He's solid. He knows how to play. He's always in the right spot.
Full count to him right now. And he fouls a fastball back.
And I thought, I told Buck, I thought that when his Turris was traded from Toronto to the Dodgers, I never understood why the Dodgers got rid of him. He was so good at shortstop. He actually made an all-star team. He's a streaky hitter because he can hit 280, but he's basically been, a 250 type hitter. But boy, can he play short and execute, steal a few bases. Just really, really good shortstop.
3-2 again. And strike 3 call. Well, that's a 3-2 change that he dropped in there. And his Stewart is out on strikes.
Once in a while, you got to throw those number 9 hitters some off-speed stuff. That's the reason why. His Stewart didn't expect it. Hitting 9th in the lineup, he thought he was going to get another fastball. And Benoit said, no way.
Away, and here's Brian Roberts. Same thing to him to start him. Strike 1. Benoit pitched 1 inning Friday. A ball and a strike. Rays have been out hit tonight, 9-3. They trail 4-0. Andy Sonnenstein has just started to throw for the Rays. Soriano limbering up down there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Roberts 1 for 4 with the first inning single. And he pops it up. That's a foul ball and is out of play. Good sports in the stands tonight. It's a friendly sort. Look at that. The youngster has a souvenir.
Give it to the kids. Love that.
Wave and a miss. Roberts chasing the changeup. 2 gone.
That is a nasty changeup right here. Look at this pitch. Starts away and finishes away. It's Brian Roberts to chase.
Seattle has a 6-2 lead at Texas, and Justin Smoke hit a home run for Seattle. Nick Markakis.
That's who they're looking for to big impact offensively and some power is Justin Smoke. That's why they traded Cliff Lee, and that's why the Rangers were able to get Cliff Lee, because they put Justin Smoke in the deal. One
strike count here to Markakis. 1. Fastball is foul back.
I think this is a good move, having Markakis in the 2 spot. For the reasons we talked about with Nick Swisher with the Yankees.
Yeah, I love Swisher in the 2 spot for New York. Actually, I mean, if you're rooting for the Rays, you hate it, but
yeah.
I just think he makes that lineup so much better there.
Yeah, I always like the 2-hitter like this who can hit the ball, find a gap, drive the ball a little bit.
Ground ball. Brignac from the shortstop spot. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom half of the ninth. It's 4-0 Baltimore. Well, the Rays need a win to get into the playoffs, to clinch a playoff spot tonight. Either that or a Boston loss. So far, things aren't lining up exactly the way they would prefer. The Rays are down 4-0 coming into their final at bat tonight. Joe Madden looking over the lineup card. Koji Uehara will be the new pitcher, and he's been closing for Baltimore.
And we've seen him. We saw him in a start last year here, and he just pounded the strikes. So look at the walks, only 5 in 40 innings, 47 strikeouts.
Well, the first pitch, and Willie Ibar takes a strike. Roy Halladay just won his 21st of the year. He's 21-10, a 2-hit shutout over Washington.
Yeah, he's going to win the Cy Young Award. He went right past Ubaldo Jimenez, I think.
One and two. Veteran right-hander. Uehara. Ibar lifts it down the left side. Foul. DA and Wigginton, and actually that's Bell who's in there now here in the 9th inning to start the inning. So they've got Bell playing third, and Wigginton moves over to first.
They had plenty of hang time, but DA just couldn't get to it. Like he was close enough to lay out, but he just kind of laid up. Ball dropped right in front of him. Rays will take it.
And Ibar strikes out swinging. So Uehara picks up a strikeout of the first man he faces.
You're going to have a closer. This is the type of guy you like because he throws so many strikes. He has pinpoint control. That was a good pitch up right there. Plus, he's got the good sideburns, so he should be closing.
Yeah, that makes a statement right there. Those are closing sideburns. Here's strike to Zobrist. Been 0 for 2. He walked in the 6th. And he's swinging over that pitch. 0-2. John Jaso's on deck with Zobrist down on the count already. 2 strikes. 1-2. Brian Mattis worked the front 7. And with no runs allowed in 7 innings, you go back over his last 7 starts, including tonight, his earned run average is 1.58.
Yeah, they've got a special talent in this young lefty right here. There's no doubt about that.
2-2 the countdown is Zobrist.
Team up last year with some good starts, but this year a rough start early, but he is really finishing strong. That's good news for the Orioles. There's that split grip right there. Good shot of that.
A bouncing ball foul and beyond George Hendrick. George was not ducking that one, nor was he fielding it. He just let it bound beyond him.
It's pretty deep in the box. I mean, he's not in the box. It's pretty deep down the line.
That's right. A foul ball right there.
George is playing even with Joe West.
Yeah. And ready to move at any time.
Yep. I mean, he's deeper than Luke Scott. Or is that
Wigginton will go there now.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Now there's a great conversation. George Hendrick and Joe West. Swing and a miss. Zobrist out on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts for Wayhata. 10 strikeouts tonight for Baltimore pitching.
Another split right here. Look at this bottom fall out. That's a tough pitch. And the Rays have seen some very tough Oriole pitching tonight.
And John Jaso will now hit for Kelly Shopping. Pitch is upstairs. Ball, no strikes. One and one. Wayhata pumps another strike in there. Fastball that time. 1-2. A little bit wide. 2-2. Well, Minnesota has taken an 8-7 lead on Kansas City, and that game's now in the bottom of the 4th. And a swing and a miss. This game is over as Wayhata strikes out the side, and the Rays suffer a 3-hit shutout tonight. It's a 4-0 final, 3 up, 3 down in the 9th. The Rays' magic number remains 1 as they are beaten by Baltimore tonight. Mattis will pick up the win. And Davis is the losing pitcher. And right now, the Rays and the Yankees have identical records of 93 and 63. New York playing in Toronto. Boston 6.5 back. They're playing in Chicago. And the Rays' magic number is still 1. Rays tonight ran into Brian Mattis. We'll take a look at the Miller Lite case greatness moment, and it is the collection of Brian Mattis working 7 shutout innings.
He was very tough tonight. Pinpoint control, good breaking ball down. He stayed down in the zone, and he just worked ahead of the count all night long. He was strike 1, strike 2. Really, I don't think he made one mistake over the heart of the plate tonight. So he earned his victory just by the way he threw strikes and pounded the zone. And then, of course, Johnson came in, did the same thing, and Uehara exactly the same thing. So 3 tough pitchers tonight that the Rays had to face.
Rays and the Orioles tomorrow at 6:30. We'll be with you on Sun Sports in high definition. For Kevin Kennedy.